Welcome into TWMP Daily. Scott Faughn. Very, very special edition. Jake, thanks for sitting in with us.
Of course, I feel lonely without Erin, though.
No, Erin's doing big time stuff. You know, she's like the Jefferson. She's moving on up. You can't keep up with Erin. We're going to be joined by Congressman Cleaver here in about 10 minutes. What we're going to do, just so everybody knows, is once we get the congressman on, we're going to go off this stream and pick it right back up. So you will have to go click on to follow us if you're watching this live. If you're watching this taped after the fact, you shouldn't see much of a change. At least that's what computer genius Kelton tells me is going to be the case. Jake, the session's off and running. Mm-hmm. I guess it starts later today. We will, by the way, programming note, we're going to start our college tour Sunday. We'll be at the University of Central Missouri. You know that place a little bit.
I do, just a little though.
We will be there Sunday morning. We're gonna have now. You got to help me out here. I need some prep. The mascot's name is
Mo the Mule.
Mo the Mule. I think we're gonna have Mo. Most importantly, we're gonna have David Pierce there, right?
David actually, he will be there. But David told me that they were almost prepared with a band and like the cheerleading squad and everything for us. And I said, "Oh, we're not that important."
We turned down the cheerleaders.
Well, I didn't turn down the cheerleaders.
I feel like in Dumb and Dumber when the guys, the Hawaiian Tropic bus stops by to Lloyd and Harry, and he says, "You're going to find two lucky guys in that town over there." Why did you turn down the cheerleaders? That's a highly questionable decision.
I'll be with the cheerleaders.
Now this is making sense. Now you're filling in the gaps here. Now I get it. We'll be there. Then later today at 1 o'clock, we'll have Ashley Ani will be here in studio with us.
Yeah.
I enjoy Ashley because very passionate, which I'm a fan of, but also when you talk to her, she's got a pragmatic sense about her. You know, very much in the model of Crystal Quaid. She understands the challenges and the things she's up against. And this week will be a rough week for Democrats. Richard West was nice enough to join. We talked all things with Richard West, who will be the chair of the committee, the redistricting committee, right? Mm-hmm. You could read that in the Whispering Gallery this morning, couldn't you?
Yep.
He basically said, I mean, Richard, this map is a much more favorable map for Jefferson or for St. Charles County.
Yeah.
It is interesting to see how the attitudes have changed. The whole goal of the last map was not to give St. Charles County a congressman, and now they've drawn an entire district just to give them a congressman. So, how things have changed, right?
Yeah, it is interesting. It will be a little weird though for somebody growing up in Jackson County. It's going to be a little weird that my area in Jackson County is also going to be an area that stretches all the way up to Cole County. So,
yeah, we don't want you either, so don't get a thinking you're special. I mean, nobody wants us except Washington people.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about having my district all the way out there.
I think there's a savvy move by Patterson. Richard West is a very competent guy who is can definitely handle the committee.
It's hard for St. Charles people to be that competent.
Well, Richard West is a business dude. He's of the mold of he can do this. But I also think Richard West can look someone in the face and say, "This is better for my district."
Yeah.
Unquestionably, the area that wins going away is St. Charles County.
No, yeah.
They wanted a congressman all to themselves, and now they tried to not have one. Bob Anders still ran and won, and now he's going to have. I mean, it's a tailor-made district. Just goes up the Avenue of the Saints, kind of kicks over Randolph County a little bit, brings in Callaway and part of Boone County. It's but Bob Onder, I tell you, as far as the Cole County, and I'm going to hate to miss him. He has done his job.
Yeah.
Bob Onder has put his head down. He does all the stuff that gets Facebook likes and things. I mean, Bob's good at that. What I think some folks didn't see he would do is have the dedication he's made to.
Give me a copy of that.
Yeah, the dedication he's had to actually fighting to bring money here. But essentially, Richard West also said that he didn't see this map until Kehoe put it out in the hostage video, and he acknowledged this was not a Missouri thing. This is a Washington thing. And that this map would be the map that was passed. There would be no changes. Honest, which Richard West is not going to lie to you. I mean, you say what you will. Richard is a man's man. He's going to tell you what he thinks. He's going to tell you exactly how it is. And he we talked about it. He was passionate about how this is a great map for his constituents, and he's right. It totally is.
I was interested though when he said this wasn't about like how Illinois goes about things.
Then what's the possible argument for this?
There's got to be a degree of, well, Illinois did it, so why don't we?
So I'll tell you, if you're watching this, we'll have the Congressman Cleaver on. If you want to text me a question that you'd like to have the congressman ask, I can't tell you that we only have so much time. He's a busy guy, obviously, especially right now. Text me 573-429-5770. My phone's right here. If you've got a question that you'd like to have the congressman asked, I'm happy to try to work it in. I've got a few I'm going to ask him. But I'm going to tell you, if you think this is going to be an interview where anyone is disrespectful to Emanuel Cleaver, you're going to be very disappointed. If you think this is an interview of a person who, I mean, I was the Matt Blunt County Coordinator for Butler County for a Secretary of State race. If you think this is going to be a me dancing on the political grave of Emanuel Cleaver, you're going to be very disappointed. I have a personal, very high regard for Emanuel Cleaver. It's because he has no way to remember this. I met him with a guy once. That guy's name was Kid Bond. I also thought at his kid's funeral, the best speech going away was the one Emanuel Cleaver gave.
By far.
Now, listen, by the same token, I am going to ask him about the Illinois map. I mean, it's right here. I guess with Richard, I disagree. His constituents are better just drawing this tailor-made district for them, right?
Yep.
And I get that. But I do think the only justification for this would be the fact that Illinois has totally went full Illinois corruption on this, Chicago boss politics. And I do think there is pressure on Republicans this is the rules that are being played across the river. We have to play by the same. I think that's a reality that is, compelling. And I look, if you're Mike Kehoe, I'm going to ask him. I believe Mike Kehoe has called Emanuel Cleaver and talked to him about this. Mike Kehoe's a man's man. You mean, you could disagree with the redistricting easily. I get that, but you can't say Mike Kehoe's not a man's man.
No.
He picked up the phone and called him. Look, I will tell you this. I've never had an issue where the text messages I get from legislators and the tweets they put out are more different. Mm-hmm. You have your real partisan kind of whack job folks that are very excited about this. And you have your rural legislators who are not happy with this, not proud of this. But I will tell you, even rural legislators, it is very hard to look at Illinois, look at this just squirrel bait, totally corrupt, far more corrupt and gerrymandered than this map. I mean, it is very hard to look at that map and say we don't respond in kind. I understand, and also here's the brass tacks of it. I think it is. There's a lot of good things Mike Kehoe wants to do for the state.
Yep.
None of those things he can do if Donald Trump's chirping at him all the time.
No, and I think Mike Kehoe is put into a position that nobody wants to be put into, except probably the people who love PQs all the time.
Yeah, the people that hate Mike Kehoe.
Yep.
This is, frankly, if you hate Mike Kehoe, this is probably your day, right? Because this is the kind of stuff you'd want to go do.
Yeah.
But no, personally, I don't actually think that this is something Mike Kehoe relishes doing. I don't believe that. He's been a good soldier. I know he was on a Wake Up Missouri today, and look, he said, it is true. There's supermajority of Republicans in the legislature, and there's all the statewide offices, and Trump won the state. I mean, but in 1992, Clinton won.
Yep.
There was the Democrats controlled every state house.
The Democrats had control of the House until the early 2000s.
You could. There was a very healthy majority in '92. Bill Clinton was very popular in Missouri. All those arguments could have been made then, and then they didn't try to draw Jim Talent out, right?
No.
So to me, I thought 6-2, best I count, and I take my boots off, but I think that is a supermajority, right?
I would guess.
I think that's. I'm
not good at math, but I think
75-25. I think is supermajority. So I think there's a lot of reasons not to do this, and I'm not sure that maybe the top reason isn't that they're even your most partisan, saber rattler clown has to appreciate Emanuel Cleaver.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm going to ask you, there's an indelible image in my mind of driving my son to the Cardinals game. Now, he doesn't care about what people are protesting any more than I do. But I'm driving on this overpass on Hampton, and it's all these old hippies. And they're all lined up saying Trump is Hitler. And I'm like, Donald Trump objectively is a jackass. I mean, he objectively does things, rude, sometimes semi-embarrassing things that no other president's ever done. Now, I would tell you, I think he actually does get good results on many things for this country, and I think his arguments are quite compelling about tariffs and about a lot of other common sense things about trying to cut back on some of the murders in the big cities. But those clowns up there, the old hippies on Hampton Road with their Trump is Hitler thing, they make Trump look normal. Like if I have to side with one group or the other, I'm not siding with the wackos on Labor Day out putting bed sheets and spray painting Trump as Hitler on them and hanging them over the railing on the overpass.
Yeah.
That's just dumb. And I just, in my mind, Casey one time, I had a shirt, she goes, what were you thinking when you put that outfit together? And I'm like, I don't know. Obviously not something good, right? But it's like, what are you're sitting in St. Louis, right? And you're like, I know what's going to get Trump. I know what's going to get him. We're going to get 100 hippies out there, and we're going to hang bed sheets and say Trump is Hitler and impeach him. That'll show him.
Yeah.
Like, what is the possible thought behind that crap?
It's kind of exactly what, you criticize the Republicans is they don't go out and actually try to convince people. They just make a lot of noise
just
and complain
scream
about
to each
stuff.
other. Yeah, and that's kind of the I think that's what they've fallen into. But I mean I'm a believer that there's a lot of different ways you can go about stuff. I've just never seen anybody convinced by any of that stuff.
No, I've never seen people converted politically because of somebody protesting at them.
I've also never seen a Capitol rally move a vote.
Nope.
I've also never seen a bunch of people that nobody knows flooding the Capitol and accosting legislators in the hallways or the rotunda.
No.
Never seen that work.
I think it actually makes people double down on their positions.
Oh, so let's just say you're the hypothetical partisan dude who just cares about Republican stuff 24/7, the state be damned, right? You see all those hippies out there, you're like, I'm getting them. Yes, that's exactly what I want. And also, it fires up the other side. I don't think anybody Democrat driving to Jeff City and sees that goes, oh, they got my back. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I do think a lot of normal people drive by and go, what a bunch of weirdos.
Aren't these people supposed to be working?
Yeah, I mean, so anyhow, I've been looking forward to talking to him. I apologize for the rescheduling that was totally on our end, absolutely nothing to do with the congressman. We had a technological issue that it always happens, right? Obviously, Congressman Cleaver, having him on right now, is one of the best people we could, one of the most interesting guests you could talk to in the state. Excuse me.
I heard the issue is that Dane Deal was nearby, and that may have caused problems.
I'm definitely going to blame Dane Deal. I mean, I totally got a Dane Deal. Like, I'll be there at 2:30. I'm on the way. I'm almost there. And finally, we were about done, and I'm like, well, it's cool, man. We're about done. To give Dane a break, though, it was his birthday.
Yeah, that is true.
However, Dane does have
He's
a history of
celebrating
standing us
early.
up.
Yeah, that is true. It's
did,
sitting on Kelton's wall right now.
One of the most highly anticipated interviews or most watched interview was me interviewing Dane. The picture of Dane.
Is that the one we had that terrible camera guy holding up the camera and?
Yeah, I think that was it.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why Kelton ever considered letting that happen.
Cameraman Crozen over here. But anyhow, no, I think it's going to be. We only have a short period of time. He does have a heart out, and I believe we're going to have now. So if you're watching live, pause in this stream. Come back with a new stream. We'll bring that stream back with Congressman Emanuel Cleaver.